Saiyan army. So a little bit under the weather this week. Took some medicine, feel a little drowsy right now, but it's all good because I have a job to do, and that is to help you guys make some gains, and we're gonna kill this video. So as you can see from the title, I'm gonna be talking about front squats today and why you should be doing them. Reason I think you should be doing them straight up is they're one of the best exercises for your core, best exercises for your upper back development, and one of the best exercises for quad development as well. And let's go more specifically into it. Who specifically I think should be back squatting is people with prior back injuries. For me, I have a bulging disc in my lower back that I've strained probably over 20 times in the past 12 years back squatting. Front squatting, I've strained it once. Don't get it twisted. Front squatting, you can snap, hurt into your lower back as well, but it's less likely because of the front load, the anterior loading. Okay. Secondly, people who are glute and hamstring dominant. If you got a big ass and big hamstrings and it takes over the lift when you low bar squat or back squat and you're not seeing any quad development, then you should probably do front squats. Third is maybe you just want to increase your core strength. You want to get your core stronger. All right. And the fourth thing is also back development. I've seen great back gains just from front squatting. If you front squat heavy, your upper back will be torched the next day, because guess what? As you can see right here, what's holding the weight up is your upper back. It's isometrically holding that weight up the entire time. That's what's keeping the front rack positioned. Now, there's two different ways to grip the bar. Okay, you can do it Olympic style like I am, or you can do it cross arm style. Okay, and I want you guys to chime in below, because I don't typically front squat like cross arm style. I dream a genie style. Bing. I don't typically front squat like that, so chime in below in the comments if you do. But just from grabbing the bar and holding it in both different ways, and this is what I want you guys to do too. Next time you go in the gym, grab it Olympic style and just hold it there and feel where you feel the weight. Okay, where you feel what part of your body you feel stabilizing the weight. Then grab it cross arm style and feel where you feel your body stabilizing the weight. Okay, here's what I think, or what I felt. When you Olympic style lock in that bar and hold the weight, it's your lats and your upper back that stabilize majority of the weight. When you do it cross arm style, you feel it a lot more on your core, just because of the different ways that's locked in. So that's just my thoughts on that. Why do I do it Olympic style is mainly because it just feels better. I feel like it's just really, I just like how the bar locks in there, and I feel like the bar's not gonna move. All right, so let's break down the form. So whether you're doing cross arm style or Olympic style, it's whatever. It depends on your goals and where you want to go. If you want to really build that core strength, then probably do cross arm style, because that's, I think, for me, I felt more core engagement when I did it that way. If you want to build your upper back a little bit more, then do it Olympic style, or whichever feels better for you, because regardless of whatever way you decide to grip the bar, you're still getting that core engagement, and your upper back will engage regardless. It's just the little minute details, I guess. When I do Olympic style, how I grip it is I spread my 3 fingers on the bar. I can't do 4 fingers. I've tried for a while and my mobility just won't let me get there, so I'm happy to settle with 3. What I'll do is I'll get 3 fingers, I'll spread them out. I'll take an inch from the knurling, spread them out. I'll tuck one side under first, my left side, then I'll tuck my right side, as you can see here in the video. And I kind of will look up. This is a new thing that I've been doing, is looking up and make sure, what I'm doing is I'm placing the bar right across my anterior delt and in between my collarbone. Okay, so the bar will eventually roll and rub against your collarbone as you're lifting. That is normal. So if you feel any pain in your collarbone, you get any bruising, then that's totally fine. I get bruised up after every single front squat workout. You just gotta man up and deal with it. Second thing I always hear people complain about is their fingers. Their fingers are really sore, and yes, that's totally normal as well, especially as you get the mobility, especially as you get the mobility for it. Your fingers will just get used to front squatting. Front squatting is really weird. Here you can see me do it, learning to do good mornings. This was really awkward for me. That's why I kept the pin high. I'm really just working on my weaknesses. As I told you guys, back squatting really messes with my lower back, so I'm trying to strengthen where I'm weak, and that's why we're doing good mornings here. So from there, you're gonna get under the bar, and there, you wanna make sure the bar path is straight. So what's the fastest point from point A to point B? and that's a straight line. So anyways, what I want you guys to do is when you start front squatting, record yourself from a side angle and make sure that the bar is going in a straight line. Whether you're back squatting, front squatting, low bar back squatting, the bar should always be a straight line, because if you deviate from that line, let's say you come down straight and you come up like this, guess what? That bend right there is wasted energy and quite possibly snap city as well. So you want to make sure that you're always coming in a straight line. As you can see, when I film my squats, I always get at least a couple shots from the side angle so I can see personally what my bar path looks like, and you want it straight up and down. The weight on your feet should be on your midfoot and heels. Okay, your heels should not be lifting up. That's another thing that I see a lot of people messing up on, is their heels lifting up off the ground when they're squatting. Not too much on front squatting, but yeah. And you should always be using flat shoes. Wrestling shoes, socks, chucks even work, even squat shoes. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't make a big deal, but just make sure you're using flat shoes, because running shoes will push you on your toes and your heels will come up. There's a lot of people that I see in the gym that their squat form could be so good if they just changed out their shoes that they're using. So outside of that, it's just breathing and bracing. When I'm doing front squats, I just take a deep breath at the top, pushed into my core, into my belt if you're wearing one, or just into your core in general. Come down, come up, exhale, and that's 1 rep. And it just takes a lot of practice. For me, if you look back to my old videos when I first started front squatting, I started with 95 pounds on the bar for sets of 15 reps, just to get the form down. And so we started from the bottom, and it took a while to learn. I'll admit, even after lifting for over 10 years back then when I first started front squatting, front squats have been one of the hardest exercises that I've had to learn to this day. And that's because it takes a lot of mobility. It's very painful on your, on your anterior delt, on your collarbone, on your fingers, on your wrist. It's very painful, but you just have to man up and work through it if front squatting is something that you want to do. Also, wrist wraps help as well for your wrists. Don't wrap them too tight or your wrist won't be able to get back into position because they'll want to stay straight. So just wrap them tight enough to stabilize your wrists. Oh, last thing is, for people who want to add front squats as an accessory movement, this is how I think you should do it. So let's say you want to keep back squatting as your main movement, you want to get stronger at it. I think back squatting should be the main movement for a majority of beginners as well, unless you have one of those issues that I pointed out in the beginning. But back squatting, you'll be able to do a lot more weight, which in turn will lead to more gains. So if you want to add front squats as an accessory movement, I suggest that you replace just a quad dominant movement or a quad accessory movement. So like a leg press, hack squat, or even leg extensions, kettlebell squats. You can replace any of those 4 with front squats. I would just, do the similar rep range. Whether you're doing 4 sets of 10 on the leg press, then do 4 sets of 10 on front squat. If you do 4 sets of 12 on the hack squat machine, do 4 sets of 12 on front squats instead, and just replace one for the other. And that's how I'd go about doing it. But in the end, like any other movement, it just takes a lot of practice. Don't expect your form to be perfect at the beginning. Don't expect it to be even slightly comfortable, because it will not feel comfortable at all. It just takes a lot of practice. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Much love, strength, and honor. Aloha.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!